my big day? Well, she has a daughter in college right now. She's almost in her junior year. She's in the middle of her junior year. So she's going to a lot of financial. I know. That's a bad thing. Ross is taping this for the IRS.
Oh, I
so
see.
he's going to find out why we're not married yet.
No, what I was actually doing is getting closer because I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I see.
Neither could the mic.
I see. Well, you're not supposed to hear me, Ross. I'm talking
This
about
is
something.
confidential.
Yeah, I'm talking about ways to elude the government, and you're getting even closer than that.
Actually,
This is,
I'm an expert.
Is that still going?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I want to say hi, Dad, when you see this. Okay? It's beautiful here. It's in the 40s, you know. I know it doesn't compare with the 70s up there. You know,
But it's a good autumn feeling, you know. It was just appropriate weather to watch the Eagles beat the Giants today.
Yeah.
70s and 80s couldn't have done that.
I'll be back down to annoy you again like I did last time. Okay?
Good.
Okay.
And I probably will too.
And you will too.
I know, I probably will.
Cameron. You know what? You missed the point. I was telling Lily about the Chinese girl on my tennis team. Her mother doesn't speak any English, or very little English. And I couldn't communicate to her what is appropriate, or is there an appropriate gift for a Taiwanese wedding. And all the translation is through her daughter, who speaks, you know, of course. She wasn't home because she's up in college. But that's okay. Yeah, I know, it's okay. Yeah. So?
Nice to see you again. I don't remember when the last time was.
It must have been...
Probably the last time was when the Phillies beat the Dodgers.
Is that the last time? Well, I know my team is doing a heck of a lot better than your team.
Or the president.
What team is that?
LA.
The Rams?
No, the Dodgers. Yes. Their past record has been a lot better than the Phillies' past record.
We still throw the baseball.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Tried to.
We did. Yeah, I tried all my wind-ups. I tried my Art Mahaffey wind-up, my Jim Bunning wind-up.
Yeah, and they were
Chris
wild.
Short
I had to go
wind-up,
after
and they
them.
were right over.
You told Lily how far we go back?
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball. Right.
Yeah, put that in the machine.
They don't have it. Baseball's popular in Taiwan. Yeah. Lily wants to throw the ball with me.
She does.
Yeah. I carry my ball, my glove in my trunk all the
Still
time.
carry it? Yeah.
Still carry it in my trunk. Whenever I get a chance, I go out and play. In fact, last summer before I went back to Taiwan, I went to the lot and threw against the wall. So still, I don't know. I like it.
Your little league teams are good.
Taiwan softball.
Oh, I know. Thanks for the thumbs up signal.
Thank you. That's the first time Ross ever ate a whole chicken.
I never had one either.
I never had one here.
That's the first time I've had one.
There's a note.
I always thought that there wouldn't be enough for me. I need a lot of chicken.
Are you getting that Hey, QB.
There's a
Oh, you're welcome, my friend.
Mitchell.
It's great.
There's an expression.
Sure doesn't take after you. I know. Right. He has none of your qualities.
She wants to meet them. Go. Hi, Farrell.
For both of you.
Thank you.
I don't know, but I'm going to
Yes.
myself on what I'm saying in that thing.
Well, we thought we were going to have cake. We're going to have cake. It's fine.
I know, you'd like to adopt her.
Take her home. Yeah.
He's adorable.
Huh? Did you ever see anything like that?
Because we're shooting. That's what he looks bad. Everybody's happy. Just have to look at Oh, I've got it. How are you? Absolutely.
The big city is like.
No babysitting for 50 days. You have to.
Cash? Oh, oui, oui.
Oh, Mitchell. We're just gonna take Mitchell. I talked to Alan on the phone, and he said he's got to see these pictures. And he says, I don't care how I see them, but I've got to see them. So we can, how do we get the sets?
We can make since you're selling sets.
I'll
You know, we're gonna copy them. I mean, duplicate.
Yeah,
What's the word you use?
Make copies.
Okay, we'll pay for them.
He speaks better Chinese than he does
I mean
English.
it. I gotta have a set.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my God.
What's the word for duplicate?
Duplicate.
And don't wait too long.
Okay, this week.
Oh, wait a minute, you're rushing. Oh my God. I never saw him like that. He didn't get that excited when he had with my picture.
The photography studio does that. It's the pose borrowed from them. You know, they made her up.
You look pretty handsome yourself. Oh, I think we'll take these three. Absolutely out every day.
That's not.
Yeah. He is so excited. And I got
Yeah, here they are here, Lon. Yeah, here they are here.
to take a photograph.
Thank you.
Hey, Lon.
I can do all. Oh, yeah. Lots of lots.
Hey, Lon. Here's some pictures over here.
I'll pass them down. Yeah, turn around and say hello. You hungry? Yes, I'm late.
Oh my goodness. I'm still hungry too. We're gonna get soup.
They're going to soup. I
Right,
didn't bring
it's
it.
soup for us to eat. See you. Thanks for soup. It's a nice meal. You're going back tonight?
They came up.
Oh, you haven't found a job yet?
No, but I work. You know, I'm listening. I work to Alvin. Did you hear something? Alvin and Barbara. I was going to show it to you. Right. What the lady said to me, I said,
You're really.
when it's not, when there's no radio. So Alvin said they're very old. I have some.
Yeah, where the Bears just lost.
We don't have. And the representative told us, you know, and they said.
Yeah, so we have
they
to
stopped
$1.
wondering. And I was there last February.
And it's just a 14-hour drive and we're home. Yeah, so you're to Atlantic City.
And now Barbara lives in. And she had
Yeah, Los Angeles. It's this way. I could get home in one day if I had to. Thank you.
I've been meant to tell you. No, I guess you start working.
Yeah, she said it's a shame that when I was
And then where they
there,
have the
look at
flea
the
market,
names.
driving. I came home so late last night.
Now,
My
they
trucks
they have
were
the,
It's on the weekend.
They pull in the middle of the night. So they get
You told me on Roosevelt, on Common Street, the Roosevelt Mall, but they in the middle of the night.
middle of the night.
I could not believe it.
Sometimes because she spelled it Lily, and so sometimes to American friends I just think it's Lily. But my family, they think that Nene is nice.
I like that too.
To James Miller, James was we started in the States.
Same as her mother, what her mother calls her. That's everyone. Two characters, Nene. I don't know.
But they loved your soup.
Yeah.
Before she went to bed. Thursday night, had a bowl of
Anyway, they got tons of coffee.
It was delicious. Yes, I'm very, very blessed, the both of you. Good health.
We have to send soup to Chicago.
Yeah, no, how are you going to send it?
Overnight, you pay, I'll make, it's my place, I'll make, you pay the ship, I don't care.
他说他可以做那个做他的糖寄给我们，就是邮费是
我觉得这是
他负责做，我负责
he'll pay. There's no recipe, no, there's no recipe. It's one of those things that from my mother. You toss it in there, it's just a taste, you know. I have no way. You just learn. I'm sure that you'll very helpful.
就是他的。
不吃一个。
他就是知道怎么让
The shirt was gained to gain weight.
Tell her that I'm a testament to my own.
Very well.
They're gonna take it home. I know.
VHS can't read.
He's gonna retape from that. He's gonna sell it. Yeah, he's gonna sell it. I know. Ross. I know. You're gonna take the magic tape and rerun it and video it, you know, from reel to reel thing, and you're gonna sell it. I know you.
Right.
I know. It's gonna be Bobby O, the Magnificent. You're gonna sell this.
Yeah. And we're going to put the credits up.
Yeah.
See, I can do that with this.
I don't know, where else would it be?
Were you?
Where else?
Yes.
You remember that? From the party or no?
I was on vacation.
Wednesday, and we put it up immediately.
That's what Our brother.
Okay, it's enough already, Ross. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it.
That's after 18 years.
How are you, honey? Good. Good. What did he do?
Something in her hand, then quick it disappeared.
She said you should teach her that trick.
Face this way.
You have to face the camera.
No, I'm teaching her, I'm not teaching the public. Where I put the quote, I did such a good job.
Well, God, well, Mr. Thanksgiving, but I heard you had a nice Good. Oh, I just got this. You know what? This mine broke last night. Okay. In Philly, where I go for my glasses, Dr. Hammer. Oh, really? Okay, all our glasses. But the whole world is learning this joke with you. I'm going to cross in front of you. Yes.
Everybody's right here.
Bob, for a hobby, does magic, so when they came to Thanksgiving, he was playing tricks. She's like a child, you know, I mean, she gets to go, oh, we know that one, we know it's so we just didn't want to teach me, so Bob was teaching trick magic.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's good. It's good, buddy.
Only shots I saw.
Okay.
Where?
Okay, cut the cake.
No, just a little piece. That.
That's not even cake.
You didn't eat enough.
Okay.
That's the way.
Let us cut it ourselves.
Stand back, Bob. You're still in the picture, Bob. He just wanted his piece first. Okay, the waiter will finish that for you.
You feed each other,
Now you feed each other, that's right.
Feed each other.
but not nicely.
Ah, look at his face.
This is your time to be nasty.
She is Let him get out of the picture.
And you said way?
No. Set 'em. Real messy. Messy.
Go ahead.
Push it in, Lele. Get him now while you can.
Now she's going to throw the mean why you can. All the single girls that are expected to be married in the airport. Well, you can.
This one's fun, the other time, get in the foul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your attention for a minute. The bridegroom has something to say. And it better be good.
I just want to express my thanks for everyone for coming. I also want to explain a little bit how I met my wife, because even my family doesn't know. I mean, my immediate family doesn't know. I think it came as a shock when I called home one day and said, I think I'm going to run over to Taiwan. And they so what are you going over there for? So, and then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, this came up. And but actually, it goes back about 8 years. And when I first went to Taiwan in 1982, I went to seminary there, China Evangelical Seminary. And in that seminary, you have to, it's just not classwork. On the weekends, you have to go out and do practical training at different local churches in Taipei. You get assigned one to one each year. And so the one I went to was the one that Neely went to also. The one I was assigned to was Neely's church. In fact, when I first went there in October 1982, 8 years ago, the first time I saw them, their youth fellowship was at they were at a barbecue, and Lily was she was in the center of things, you know, leading the activities. And the first word she ever said to me was, "Please have a seat." And I said, "I'm sent here by Chinese Evangelical Seminary to be the intern." And she said, "I know. Please have a seat." And so in Chinese, of course. And so, as soon as I saw her, you know, I was right, smitten. And then, but I didn't know how to go about it because, you know, I had just come. I hadn't been in Taiwan but several weeks, and I was new at that particular church, and I didn't want to, start chasing someone, a girl, because I'm afraid people would start thinking, did this guy come to Taiwan to go to seminary or to get a girlfriend, and I'm worried about that. I was worried that it would influence my serving in that fellowship, and I was worried that if I came right out that Lily would not be able to take it, this foreigner who she never saw before. So I decided to try to play cool and just think, well, the best thing to do is just look for opportunities to work together, in the church with her, But at that time, a lot of Sundays she wasn't there because she was very active in her college fellowship. She was a college student university student at that time. So she wasn't there. So what can I do? So I prayed and I said, God, if Neely is the one for me, then could you arrange that she could just be there? And just after that, about 3 straight weeks in a row, she wasn't there. And so I thought, that's the end of that. And so that was the first episode of, my praying for this, for her, and so on. And then that was in the middle of the winter. Then the following fall, this was about 8 or 9 months later, I was just at a young couple's house and for dinner. And they just asked me, is there anyone in the church or in your school who you particularly like? So I said, well, yes, there's Xu Li. And they said, would you like us to say a few words to her, to tell her for you, speak for you? And I said, well, okay, So that's the second time that I'm seriously thinking something might happen here. And then I went back expecting any day that I would hear something, but I never heard anything. 1 month went by, 2 months went by, I never heard anything. And I decided I'm not going to call to pursue this. I said, I've already said yes, I've already made it known, I'm not going to pursue it because I don't want to force it. Okay, never anything. So that was it. That was the second time. It went by. A year and 9 months later, we were graduating, and it happened that my classmate, who I was with for 3 years, we came into school together and we were graduating together, was going to be the new pastor of her church. So I went there at his inauguration, so to speak, and then I saw that young couple and I said, oh, by the way, a year and 9 months ago, I was wondering how Lily reacted, and they said, oh, they were shocked. We forgot. They didn't even say anything. So after that, they did say something to her. And then I was just graduating, and this young couple, the wife called me back a few days later, and she said, when we told Lily, and she was shocked. She just would never have imagined this. And she thinks it's real difficult, almost impossible. But she's very devout. And the word that lady used was, she loves the Lord and she's willing to consider or to pray about this very seriously. Anyway, I graduated and went to Hong Kong. So we wrote together back and forth for a few months. And it was about a half a year later, and then again, I'm just praying and saying, is this going to be anything? And I asked for some specific leading, that I would see certain things in her letter that would indicate that this is going to be of God's leading, that we should be together. But I didn't see it. In her letter it came, and I didn't see it. And so I didn't answer her. I didn't write back anymore. So that was the third time that, we considered seriously, and then, I considered seriously and prayed, but nothing. So that was it. And then about 2.5 years after that, I was in Los Angeles. And I was in Los Angeles by that time. And I'm opening they still send me the China Evangelical Seminary newsletter. And in the September issue or August issue, I see that she's a new student. She's going into that seminary I graduated from. I was very excited, but I thought, oh, and then we don't write anymore, we don't correspond anymore, it's too late, and I felt terrible. And
You don't want to move too fast.
And I also thought, I'm the one who kind of broke off our last communication, so I would feel very awkward about just out of the clear blue sky, 2.5 years later, writing her another letter. Now, after her first year of seminary, in that summer, she went to northern Thailand for a 6-week intensive missionary, yes, it's kind of an internship. And she wrote her experiences in the newsletter, which I saw just a year after that. And I thought, I was so moved at what she wrote about her work among the Chinese immigrants that crossed from China into northern Thailand. And I was just so moved, and I thought, I've just got to write something. And that was November, so I thought, good, I can write a Christmas card. And so I sent her a card. And a couple weeks later, I got a card back from my classmate, who was her pastor. And see, this gets complicated. Because they had come to America a few months before that, and her pastor and my classmate, and I just said, how is Shilini doing? And so on, and just give her my regards. That's all. I didn't say anything. I didn't say, please, talk to her for me or try to arrange something. Nothing. I just said, give her my regards. And so then it was that Christmas when I sent that card, and then before I got her response, about 2 weeks later, I got a card from my pastor, Merry Christmas and so on, and it also said, P.S. We remember you said that you had, a few years ago, that you thought you had good impressions about Lili. Do you want us to help you? Are you willing to pray about this? Maybe we can help you. So I was very excited. And again, this was the fourth or fifth time, and it's already 7 years later. And then finally, I wrote to her, and then I got a response. I got a Christmas card back from her in 1988, December 31st. And then on September 2nd, I spent about 5 hours January 2nd, I spent about 5 hours writing a letter back, writing my first, a big letter back to her. First in pencil, and then going over it with the pen, and then sending it back. But I didn't get an answer for a couple months. I was going crazy out there in LA, and everyone was saying, "How are you doing, Mitch?" The staff I was working with. And I said, "I'm going crazy. I don't know what's going on over there and across the ocean." And but finally, I got an answer back, and we were just communicating, corresponding back and forth. Not too much at first because she was busy in seminary with her classwork, and I know how busy that is because I was there, as a student. And there's just a lot to do because aside from the classwork, you have to participate in a lot of other activities. It's a lot different than just going to school here. Here, you just go to school, you go to class, and then you get off. After you get out of class, you're on your own. But there, it's a life. Everyone lives together. You sweep the floors together. You wash the dishes together. You wash the windows together. You have to go out and play together. It's a whole group activity, group lifestyle. So it can be very busy. So I understand that. And so after she graduated, she ended up being the pastoral assistant of that church, which my classmates' church. So she was a little bit freer to write a little bit more. And then in a letter, she had just wrote one line that said, "When are you going to come back to Taiwan and visit us?" And there's a lot changing now. There's a lot different from when you were here before. And so I think maybe that's her way of saying that. So right then I thought it would be a very good idea to go back and, because you haven't seen the person in 4 years, how can you make any kind of a decision? And you can't go on what you felt 4 years ago. So so that's why I went back in January. And my parents were amazed. What are you going back? How you haven't seen this girl in 4 years and you're going back? So, but anyway, that's more or less how it developed. So in January, I went back there for about 5 weeks, came back in mid-February. By that time I had proposed, she had accepted. And so it just, it's very amazing. When I think about it, all of these, there are even more things that I can't talk about that you think are very coincidental. If this didn't happen or if that little thing didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened at all. But just a lot of little things fell into place. And that back in 1982 of August when I was smitten, I could have never really imagined that, 8 years later, it's gonna,
Literally swept it off her feet.
One key was last September when I got a letter from my pastor's wife, and she said that there was another person that that's chasing me. So,
That lit a fire.
so at that time, I just didn't know what to do
Don't
at
need
this
to for
time.
another 6 months.
I didn't know what to do at this time. I thought, what should I do? Maybe I should just forget the whole thing.
Rushed over 6 months later.
But what I did was, because I thought that since my classmate had asked me if I wanted to consider this seriously, I naturally assumed that they asked her too. And I thought, since we're both considering this, why is somebody else coming into the picture? So actually, it was someone else who wanted to introduce somebody to her, not her own. So anyway, I decided that what I should do is, and I made up my mind, write a big letter and explain everything and expose my inner, everything. Yeah. And so I wrote about a thesis-length letter. No, actually it was about two sheets, each sheet back in, both sides. In very small Chinese characters. I wrote very small, so I got a lot in there, tracing how I first met her and all the things that I felt about her. And then in the second part of the letter explaining, if we really do end up coming together, then there's going to be a price involved, and she's going to have to come here at least for a while, get used to this culture, learn English, try to learn English. Doesn't have to be fluent, but at least to be able to speak to my family, and and just lay down some conditions. I don't like to use the word conditions, just some of my needs, put it that way. And so her response continued to be pretty positive. She said that it's a little scary, but yet on the other hand, it's almost like a challenge, and she thinks that she could do it. But I still had to go over there, and I had to see her, she had to see me, and we had to talk, we had to spend time together, we had to go out together. And so in January and February, we just saw everything work very well. It was very natural. When I was with her and she was with me, just very natural. I was amazed. I thought I'd be very nervous, and I was really, but the conversation was just natural. We weren't at the point where we were embarrassed that there was nothing to say. There was always something to say. And so it just seemed very natural. And I proposed to her in a park on the first day of Chinese New Year. And so then, and then that's about it. And then in June, I went back for some visa procedures. And so I went back for a couple of weeks. We were legally married then, but we only considered it as a procedure. We just went to a local court. It was a 1.5-minute ceremony. And then at least we had the form to give to the embassy over there. And I could come back and I could apply for her. And because it takes several months. It's a procedure that would take 5 or 6 months. And but we got that done early. We didn't consider that our wedding. But by the time our real wedding was in October, then this procedure was just about completed. And so we were married formally on October 10th. And then the interview in the consulate was November 6th, and we got our visa November 7th. And so everything really went very smoothly. At the consulate there, when we went, we didn't even go in. We say interview. We didn't even go in. We're just standing at the window. And the American officer looks up to her, and he sees me by her side, and he says, hello, you must be her brother. And so we thought, right away, I knew that there was no problem. So just a young guy in his 30s, couldn't be more than in his low mid-30s. So he just asked one simple question, how did you meet? I said, she went to the same seminary I did. Okay, you're finished. And he stamps it. And it was very quick. We came back to Chicago, and the immigration was very quick. By the time we got off the plane, from getting off the plane to going outside, it must have been less than an hour. And when you consider luggage and the customs, that's very quick. They didn't even look at our package, at our luggage. And so just from the beginning to the end, it just was very smooth. And I'm very grateful that we could come back here. Everything went so smoothly. And I'm grateful for my family giving us this opportunity to introduce Lili to you all. And I'm so happy that all of you can come. I know that usually, we're all busy and we live in different places. We don't see each other that much. But at times like this, it's good to know that we have our family and that they care enough to come. So I'm very grateful that everyone is here. very moved. I'm very happy to be able to introduce my wife to you. Thank you.
Moral of the story is when a woman says have a seat, you never know what's going to develop.
Yes.